Hello. So today we shall be looking at Genshin Impact fanfics. So I have already selected a few that caught my eye. Take the disclaimer. I'm not doing this to send hate or harass the writer because face it, these writers are probably kids and they should have a chance to improve their writing. And as a person who writes and have published things on Wattpad before, I think they can take this as criticism and, see it as, a chance to improve their writing. What can I get for you today? He asked through slightly gritted teeth. YN. Sweat dropped, and she felt her body heat up. Not because she was blushing or anything like that, though. She just wasn't used to a lot of human contact, so talking to new people was difficult for her. Finally, YN pointed a slice of cake that was placed behind the display case. The unknown boy got the message and grabbed one slice of cake for YN. I am not good at reading. Placing it on a plate. In one chapter, Sacramouche, Child, and Kea is introduced. They are kind of in character. She's cute, Child said, smirking. I know, right? I don't think she's ever dated. She did come here with a guy once, but she stated that they were just paired up for a project. He, however, couldn't even stand 5-foot radius of her without getting flustered. So it was clear he held some sort of feelings towards her. Okay, Amber. Oh, Amber also. I think also with a lot of these like X readers, when it's like various characters, for some reason, I think we always like Wattpad community or whatever, they always had this like obligatory chapter that introduces all the characters at once, that are included in the chapter. I don't know why. It's probably because like a lot of influence comes from like, harem anime or harem manga that follows this formula. Like, look at all these guys, aren't they pretty? Look at all these like quirky personalities. Look at how like they interact with each other, and oh my god, they have fallen for you. So we're gonna pick basically that, right? I'm here to tell you guys that you don't need to follow this formula. If you do want to introduce all the characters at once, sure. But if you are going to do this harem kind of storyline, I think it's better to kind of like introduce the characters one by one. I'm moving on to the next story because I didn't expect that I had so much to say about Wattpad about Wattpad stories. But also I want to say something first. Some of the covers, right, for this Wattpad stories are just Asian women, and supposedly that's how like YN is supposed to look. Because yes, I get it. With Genshin Impact, it's a Japanese game, and it, like most of the modern AUs are set in Japan, and that makes sense. I don't know. It feels kind of icky. It's a very like East Asian women aesthetic. It kind of feels like a microaggression. It kind of feels like a fetishization kind of thing. But let's move on. That's another topic there. They all turn to Diluc in confusion. This one's not an enemy. Diluc! And the next thing they know was Diluc being hugged by someone unknown to them. Huh? They all said in unison as they watched Diluc, whose facial experience darkened with the stranger who was rubbing their face together. The aura they're sending off is full of flowers and sunshines, all except for Diluc. Paimon stared at them and let out a loud and whiny, "What?" I'm surprised that this person did not use Nani. Nani? The stranger snapped and realized what she was doing and stopped right away. "You, I'm mad at you, don't talk to me." From the cheery attitude to the sassy demanding one, although you wouldn't. Yeah. Oh, swears. Let's skip to the juicy part. Oh my god, there's a whole section dedicated to Bennett. This is good. I like where it's going. Also, what I realized about this story is that YN has a personality. That's so great. Like, even though the personality is a little bit bratty and sassy, at least it is a personality. I'm not a big fan of it, but it is at least a personality, because like most of these stories are just kind of like revolving around the main character. The storyline progresses because of the characters around the main character and not from themselves, and I like that. I like that very much. I like the dialogue, it's great. Let's see if I can like read something to you guys that I find it as juicy. It's a chat fic? It's a chat fic for some. I am very confused. Why is it a chat fic? Alright. Am I complaining? Maybe. I think a lot of writers have a problem with run-on sentences. I still do run with a lot of my sentences even now, but it's a good tip to kind of like read back, even though I know sometimes it's really hard to like read back your stories, as I know, but just read back, see if there's like just a sentence that doesn't bode well, and like it just, you know, you could easily just like make it a little more concise. And if you do it like purposely with like a authorial intent, you know, to reflect how like, oh, how messed up this character's head is, or like they're just all over the place, make sure there's a distinction between narration and like that kind of like messed up and like nervous kind of writing style. For the last one, I shall be reading a chili fic. If you don't know what a chili fic is, it's Child X Zongli, because I adore the ship. I know the ship dynamic is not new or anything, because like, you know, they're both toxic, they're both kind of tragic. One is immature and one is pretending to be mature, but is, you know, just, it's a wall. They're just as bad with feelings as the immature one, but goddamn, I love their dynamic so much. They're just, indeed, I have tugged him in. Songli ushers Diluk out the front door. Now he needs to rest, so you must not bother him for the meanwhile. He closes the door behind Diluk, turning back to retort before sighing. Diluk had spent most of the morning outside of the town's premises, going around and fighting whatever monsters he could spot to distract himself. Zongli letting him into the room, Aether's so cute. He sneers as he spots Child sitting cross-legged at the edge of the bed, wrapping Aether's hair in his finger mindlessly as Child stares into the distance. I'm here to take him back to Mondstadt. You and Zongli. Diluk pauses. Are you two partners? He asks in a firm yet roundabout tone, Child glancing over his shoulder while pulling his hand away from Aether's hair, placing it against the bed for stability, as he leans back, giving Diluk a eating grin. The S word, by the way. Of course we are, though Aether is so much more to the both of us. Okay, so it's a polygamous thing. Child feelingly hums out while shifting to better get a look at Diluk. To get a better look. All that matters is which one of us gets a better hold on his heart. Okay, Diluk scoffs at Child. Well then, I suppose us from Mondstadt have a better hold since we have been working together the longest. Shouldn't you have treated him more kindly? Diluk pulls Aether closer to himself, Aether's eyes fluttering open as he slowly awakens. Ah, that wasn't me. You shouldn't assume that Aether didn't... To be treated roughly? Hello? Oh, it's a lemon! Anyways, I think that was the end of the video. I had a lot of fun. Apparently, I had a lot of things to say about the Wattpad kind of writing style, and I was kind of pleasantly surprised. It definitely like kind of improved over the years, I guess. Pretty solid kind of works that I picked out, with a few kinks here and there, but it's mostly, you know, deep-rooted issues in the Wattpad community. But anyways, see you in the next video.